The Border Patrol was established on May 28, 1924. There are over 20,000 agents and professional staff located in 20 sectors across the United States. The Border Patrol is responsible for border security between the designated ports of entry. This includes 6,000 miles of land border, 2,000 miles shared with Mexico, and 4,000 miles shared with Canada, and 2,000 miles of coastal border. As a component of Customs and Border Protection, we are the guardians of our nation's borders. We are America's front line. We serve the American public with vigilance, integrity, and professionalism. Honor first.
The U.S. Border Patrol has had to evolve as the threat conditions have evolved. Since 9/11, the predominance of the terrorism threat has caused us to have an increased focus on terrorism and our abilities to respond and proactively prevent acts of terrorism and weapons of mass destruction from entering the United States. In addition, transnational criminal networks are far more sophisticated than they were in the past. Their use of technology, their ability to use counterintelligence against us, all of these elements have caused us to have to refocus our limited resources on our areas of greatest need. San Diego sector is one of the key regions along the U.S. border, an area in which we pay great attention.
My name is Roy Villarreal. I'm the Deputy Chief Patrol Agent of the San Diego sector. San Diego sector has some of the best law enforcement officers in the nation. We have about 2,400 agents. They represent some of the best trained and most professional officers that I know of in the Border Patrol. They operate in a myriad of environments, coastal, mountain, desert, and urban areas, and they deal with situations from the law enforcement response to the humanitarian rescue. And they do it with professionalism, integrity, and they do it well every day.
Tunneling is one of our primary issues that we're dealing with here in San Diego on the border in there. Nationwide, we're up to 192 tunnels. In San Diego, we're up to 58. Tunneling is kind of like one of the better conduits for large products, bulk products such as marijuana or any other type of illicit narcotics in there. It has lighting, ventilation, electrical, basically covering vast distances. The longest one we've ever had was 3,000 feet. Border Patrol is principal in remediation, interdiction, and the tunnel technologies. So we're trying to develop new technologies in there that can map these tunnels, that can sense them, that can detect them without putting an agent in harm's way. So we're at the forefront of trying to be proactive on this particular problem.
The maritime environment is a threat that transnational criminal organizations are trying to use against the Border Patrol. We do a great job of working with our strategic partners along the coastline to monitor the areas, as well as gain intelligence on what organizations are operating where and how, and then effectively disrupting and degrading them. Transnational criminal organizations can go 200 miles west of the coastline and then try to make their way north. And they'll go up as far north as San Francisco and then bring their boats back east to try to make it upon shore without detection.
The agents in San Diego sector are some of the best and most well-trained officers that I'm aware of. I'm very proud of what they do. They perform a law enforcement function on a day-to-day basis, but they're also confronted with the humanitarian side. And we deal with economic migrants that are seeking family reunification, and then the criminal element. And so we ask our officers to perform the full array, the emotional spectrum of cop at one hand and rescuer on the other hand. And our officers do that extremely well.
U.S. Border Patrol agents are dedicated to the mission. Every day, every night, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, U.S. Border Patrol agents go out into remote portions of the United States to safeguard the integrity of the American borders. They risk their lives, they risk their health to interdict and prevent criminals from entering the United States, bringing illegal aliens, bringing weapons, bringing narcotics. I'm dependent upon the agents out there every day and every night to safeguard the American people from all of these threats.